I applied 100 resumes to 100 different companies after losing my job. Yes, 100 resumes. How many resumes will be responded? How many companies will call me for interviews? And will I receive any offers after submitting 100 resumes? Watch till the end to know the results.
I still remember the day everything changed. It wasn't dramatic, no shouting, no tears, just silence. My manager looked at me, sighed, and said, "Your role's been automated. We wish you the best." Just like that, I was replaced. Not by another person, but by code, AI, algorithms, lines of text that could do what I spent years learning. At first, I laughed. I told myself, I'll be fine. I'm good at what I do. Someone else will hire me, right? So that night, I opened my laptop, updated my CV, and hit send. Company number 1, company number 2, company number 3, 10 applications in total. I went to bed feeling proud, productive, hopeful. A week passed. Then 2. My inbox was empty, except for the automated rejections that started to trickle in. "Thank you for applying. Unfortunately, we've decided to move forward with other candidates." The first one hurt. The second one stung. By the 5th, I felt numb. I sat staring at my screen, whispering to myself, I did everything right. Why isn't anyone responding? That's when it hit me. My first real lesson. Lesson number 1, it's not about effort, it's about direction. I had sent those 10 applications blindly. Copy, paste, repeat. No research, no personalization. I was throwing darts in the dark, hoping one would stick. So I stopped for a day. I looked at each company I'd applied to and asked, do I even want to work there? Half of them, the answer was no. So I changed my approach. Instead of sending 10 CVs a night, I'd focus on 2. But I'd tailor every single word to fit that company. It felt smarter, more intentional. And maybe I thought, this time will be different. By the time I hit 30 applications, I had turned my CV into a masterpiece. Sleek design, powerful words, perfect formatting. I used every buzzword I could find. Dynamic, innovative, results-driven. But here's the thing. Nobody cared. No callbacks, no interviews. Just silence. And in that silence, I realized my second mistake. Lesson number 2, companies don't hire people, they hire value. My CV was full of what I'd done, not what I could do for them. It was a biography, not a pitch. And no one's buying biographies of strangers. So I rewrote it again, this time differently. Instead of managed a team of 5, I wrote, led a project that saved 120 hours per month. Instead of created marketing assets, I wrote, helped increase online engagement by 27%. I stopped talking about myself and started talking about how I could solve their problems. It felt like progress, like growth, like maybe, just maybe, the silence was about to break. But things happened. At around my 60th application, I started running out of energy. I thought maybe I was doing something wrong again. So I listened to advice online. Network, they said. Connections are everything. So I reached out to old colleagues, messaged people on LinkedIn, tried to sound confident even though I felt like a fraud. Hey, just checking in. How are things? Also, by the way, if your company's hiring, I'd love to chat. Most of them said nice things, but nice doesn't pay rent. A few ignored me completely. One even said, I'd love to help, but they're cutting roles, not hiring. That night, I stared at my reflection again and whispered, what am I doing wrong this time? And then came my third realization. Lesson number 3, connections without clarity mean nothing. Networking isn't about begging for favors, it's about offering clarity. Who are you? What can you do? Why does it matter? I was reaching out for help, but I couldn't even explain what I wanted clearly. No one could help me because I didn't even know where I was going. So I stopped asking for jobs. Instead, I started conversations, real ones. I asked people what problems they were facing in their work. I listened. I learned. And in that process, I started seeing patterns, problems I could solve. Still, no job offers. But for the first time, I didn't feel stuck. I felt like I was learning who I was again. When I hit 100 applications, something inside me broke. 100 times I had tried, 100 times I had hoped, and 100 times I had been rejected or ignored. I remember sitting in the dark, the glow of my laptop screen lighting up the disappointment on my face. I whispered, maybe it's time to give up. That night, I closed my laptop. Didn't apply anywhere, didn't update my resume, didn't scroll LinkedIn. I just sat there, quiet. But things happened. The next morning, I got an email. Not from a recruiter, not from a job board, but from a person I'd spoken to weeks ago about their company's marketing issues. They wrote, "Hey, remember that idea you mentioned about automating our email flow? We tried it and it worked. Thank you." Just like that, I realized something. All those rejections had forced me to build skills, to clarify my story, to understand what I actually bring to the table. And that was the real lesson. Lesson number 4, it's not about how many CVs you send, it's about understanding your own worth. When I stopped chasing approval and started focusing on growth, everything changed. The silence didn't hurt anymore. It became space for reflection. The rejections didn't break me, they trained me. And for the first time, I saw that every no was actually pointing me closer to who I was supposed to become. I never did get hired by one of those 100 companies, but a few months later, something better happened. That same person who'd emailed me back said, "Hey, you seem to really understand this stuff. Would you consider helping us as a consultant?" It wasn't a full-time job. It wasn't glamorous, but it was mine. And from that small start, things grew. Slowly, imperfectly, honestly. You see, all along, I thought I was chasing a job, but what I was really chasing was validation. And when I stopped doing that, opportunities found me instead. I realized something simple but powerful. AI can replace tasks, but it can't replace growth. It can't replace heart. It can't replace human stories. And that's what this journey was. One long, messy human story. If I could go back, here's what I'd tell the version of me sitting there typing his first CV. 1. Don't just work hard, work in the right direction. Blind effort without clarity only leads to exhaustion. 2. Don't sell yourself, sell the value you create. Companies don't buy your history, they buy your impact. 3. Don't collect connections, build clarity. Know who you stand for before asking others to stand with you. 4. Don't count CVs, count lessons. Because your growth says more than your numbers ever will. And maybe, most importantly, when things fall apart, don't panic. Because eventually, but things happened. And when they do, you'll understand why every rejection, every silence, every painful no was never a wall, it was a mirror, reflecting who you needed to become. If you're watching this right now and you're tired, you're scared, you're starting to believe you're not good enough, listen. You are not behind, you are not broken, you're just becoming. The world is changing fast. AI is rewriting the rules, but you still have something no machine ever will. The ability to feel, to grow, to fall, and rise again. So don't stop trying. But more importantly, don't stop learning. Because the truth is,
You're not waiting for the right company to find you. You're waiting for the right version of yourself to show up. And when he does, you'll smile, look back, and say, I sent over 100 job applications, but things happened. And that will be enough.